Hey, this is Nat, and we're off our couch in Palm Coast, Florida, in Flagler County, which is in Northeast Florida, visiting Princess Place Preserve, located in a land not too far away. At least not too far for us, because we did come from Jacksonville, Florida, which is just 60 miles away from Palm Coast, about 60 miles. To continue the story in my virtuous fairy tale voice, in this not too far away land, there once lived a princess. Yes, there actually did. I am not reading a fairy tale. This is the actual history of Princess Place Preserve. Thank you for joining us off the couch as we go back in history and discuss this land, 2,200 acres, and the different people who inhabited this land, which includes a Russian prince and his wife, who the property is now named after. And although we'll be wondering where royalty once roamed, there is no charge to enter Princess Place Preserve. It is free to explore this park. So let's get started. We will start our tour and history lesson at the lodge. This lodge is the oldest intact structure in Flagler County. It was completed in 1888, built by Henry Cutting. Let's go a little further back than 1888. Let's talk about 1791, the year this land was given to Francisco Pellicer, a Minorcan. And if you've been to nearby St. Augustine, I feel confident that you're familiar with the Minorcans. The story starts with over 1,400 indentured laborers who were brought from Minorca and around the Mediterranean to work on the New Smyrna colony under horrific conditions. Those who survived escaped to St. Augustine for refuge. So once the land was no longer owned by Pellicer, it became an orange grove in the early 1800s, one of Florida's first orange groves. And then later it was purchased by Henry Mason Cutting, a wealthy sportsman. He and his wife Angela came from New York to spend their winters here until his death 4 years later. Eventually she met and married a Russian prince, an exiled Russian prince due to the Russian Revolution. And that is how Miss Cutting became a princess. That is an abbreviated history of the transfer of ownership of this property. We'll get a bit more detailed on the tour though. Tours are offered Friday, Saturday, and Sunday currently at 2 p.m. This lodge was a winter escape for Henry and Angela Cutting, as mentioned previously. They entertained friends from New York here. The upper floor is an attic space where the guest luggage was kept. There used to be a pulley system up there to transport the guest luggage around the lodge. They also entertained Henry Flagler here. Flagler, considered the father of modern Florida, and nearby St. Augustine, it's about 25 miles away from here. He built the luxury resorts, the Ponce de Leon, which is now Flagler College, and the Hotel Alcazar, which is now the Leitner Museum. If you follow us on Instagram, you may know that every Monday we post a Did You Know fact, something interesting that we come across while on our travels, and that was a recent Did You Know fact. Mentioning all the many different places named after Flagler in Florida, since he is considered to be the father of modern Florida. Because, as I already said, we are in Flagler County right now. The siding and flooring in this lodge is all original. It looks really good, doesn't it? These are examples of the animals they will hunt here at the lodge, deer, boar, and turkey. And these storybook pages that we see in the different rooms give more details about the lodge, the property, Henry and Angela Mills Cutting. It also tells the story of Angela's third marriage to an exiled Russian prince. If you're wondering, I was. The prince was exiled due to the Russian Revolution, and he was in fear of his life. And I'll be honest, I have never ever heard of the Russian Revolution. When I hear revolution, I immediately think French. So this is really interesting information. Once he passed, Princess Angela made the lodge her permanent home. This is the dining and kitchen area that we're entering now. The countertops, cabinets, the sink, the stove, a wood-burning stove, all original. We've been talking about original so much, and Princess Place Preserve has something real original, first in Florida, which is probably a better way to say it. This is the first in-ground swimming pool in Florida. And this may be an upcoming Did You Know fact on Instagram. So get those pens, get those papers out. You may want to take notes for the upcoming quiz, okay? Now, my son is looking at this pool like, what is this? It's hard to believe this was the place to be, that wealthy people used to party here. But in its heyday, I'm certain it was nice. The pool is fed from a continuous flowing artesian well. There is also an ice house by the lodge that is actually much deeper than it looks, and the Coquina tennis court, which again in its heyday was an entertainment hub. And all of this, the lodge, the surrounding amenities, they are all facing this calming and lovely view of Pellicer Creek, which flows into the Matanzas River. We are just loving this view. I wish we would have brought our binoculars though. You can see the birds way off in the distance. Both kids actually got binoculars for Christmas too, so we need to just leave them in the car so we always have them. But when you come, bring your binoculars definitely when you visit. If it wasn't so cold today, we just enjoy a seat in the chair on the lodge facing this view. Wouldn't that be nice? There is more to do and enjoy here at the preserve too. So let's go take a look at the trails. There are many trails, over 5 miles of hiking and equestrian trails. On these trails, you may run into white-tailed deer, red fox, bobcats, Florida panthers, and more. If you've seen a Florida panther on these trails or at all out in the wild in Florida, you got to let us know in the comments. They are extremely endangered and elusive. So sighting a Florida panther would be something. There are trails, as I stated, for horseback riding. There are equestrian camping options, also primitive camping options, and cottages that face the water. The website link will be in the description for reservation information and to place reservations. We are driving in the car now in order to see the cottages, and as we exit, we'll cross under the bridge again, but this time I'm going to get out so we can enjoy this lovely scenery at our own pace. Thank you so much for joining us for our royal stroll around Princess Place Preserve. Let us know your thoughts. Tell us what you think. Share your experiences, please. Is this a place you enjoy spending a day, overnight, multiple days? Have you already done so? Let us know. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to hear your experiences too. We would also love for you to join us off the couch for our next adventure. Each and every Saturday, we are off our couch for a new adventure, and our next adventure takes us to Orange City, Florida, to Blue Spring State Park to see the manatees. In the cold winter months, manatees come to the springs where the water stays at 72 degrees, and we don't blame them. In fact, we're going to join them. So we would love for you all to join us too as we observe the manatees and explore the rest of this Florida State Park. If you've yet to subscribe please. Continue to join us. Join us too, please, for our monthly newsletter. This is year 2. We have kicked off the 2nd year of our newsletter, offering travel tips and travel inspiration for when you find yourself off the couch. The sign-up link is in the description and on our website at offourcouch.com. As always, like we end every adventure, we want to thank you so much for joining us off the couch here in Flagler County in Palm Coast, Florida at Princess Place Preserve. Thank you for all of the likes, comments, shares, and feedback. All of you join us off the couch week after week is what makes these adventures possible, so thank you. Until next week, click on the video to see another one of our experiences. Thanks for watching.